Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled Jewish Philosophy, Part 10. We are learning of Saadya Gaon and Emunoth, Treatise number 2, Dealing with God. Chapter 5 brings up the issue of Christianity and the Trinity. And it's very interesting. First, he makes a distinction between those who have a crass belief in the Trinity. He writes, let us say that in the matter regarding the Christians, they erred when they assumed the existence of distinction in God's personality, which led them to make of him a Trinity and to deviate from the Orthodox belief. He writes, I do not have in mind, when I present this refutation, that of course we reject the Trinity, I don't refer to the uneducated among them who profess only a crass materialistic Trinity. I would not have my book occupy itself with answering people like that, since what that answers must be is quite clear. The task is simple. So who's he dealing with? And he talks about the Trinity, and he's going to discuss the Trinity. My intention to reply to their elite who maintain they adopted their belief in the Trinity as a result of rational speculation and subtle understanding, and that it was thus that they arrived at these attributes and adhered to them. And why? How did they come to Trinity? So he says, what they thought was declaring that only a thing that is living and omniscient is capable of creating. They recognize God's vitality and omniscience as two things, distinct from his essence, with the result that they became a Trinity. So you have God himself, his vitality and omniscience. So Rav Saadya is saying, yeah, those are just believing a very base physical Trinity, and those that refer to God's attributes as separate from him, and that's what they call Trinity. And he says that's what he wants to address in this year. Of course, he goes ahead and he quotes psukim that the eyes of God and other parts of God and qualities of God, attributes of God. So that's what they jumped on. And of course, he brings in the pasuk once again of Dibra Torah Pelashon Bnei Adam. It says, Na'aseh Adam, let us make man in Parsha Preshet. Once again, he says, Dibra Torah Pelashon Bnei Adam. This is just the way people speak. It doesn't anywhere refer to us, a plurality of God. And then he gets into more discussions regarding the attributes of God that they project onto him, and how we, of course, reject that and maintain that God is one. Rambam, in his Mamad Triyat HaMeitim, when the people accuse him of rejecting Triyat HaMeitim, he writes, listen, it's no surprise that people are going to go ahead and take things out of content, totally. The fact is, I'm the one who authored the 13 Principles of Faith. One of the principles is Triyat HaMeitim. And people criticize me for not really holding by Triyat HaMeitim. He says, look what they did to God. It says, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, Hashem is one. And yet they went ahead and somehow made Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad into three. It's really one, but it's really three. He says in this area there's somehow a leaning to go ahead and go away from the pure monotheistic belief. And people take psukim and somehow distort it and take in different ways. So, of course, Rambam and Saadya and all, everyone agrees on God's oneness. Echad is one of the Yikabli Karam, God's oneness, and we reject the Trinity, but we'd like to analyze it next year what the rejection of the Trinity, what exactly does that mean? One who holds by the Trinity, is that Avodah Zarah? And halachically, is that person treated as an Oved Avodah Zarah with all the halachic status of an Oved Avodah Zarah? There's a halacha regarding doing business with an idolater, because you can do business with him and you'll succeed with him, and then he'll go thank his Trinity, thank his gods, and then you're causing him to be involved in Avodah Zarah. So is there an Isser to be involved in business with an Oved Avodah Zarah? There is, of course, Oved Avodah Zarah, but is that person who believes in the Trinity an idolater? So Mitzvah Hashem in Shir 11, we will look at the different shitot regarding that point. Shalom.